Okay, this is the Dean of Cincinnati. I'm here at City Hall. You can hear behind me that the NAACP is currently speaking to council on the issue of minority contracts for city business. And as anyone who's been paying attention online knows, there was an issue recently between the NAACP and the local LGBT, did I get all the letters in the right order? LGBTQ community, and Impact Cincinnati, a local organization, stepped up and said that they were going to stand with the NAACP. They just finished speaking before council. We asked them to come out. Maybe when the camera's on you, if you could just state your name, and could you just tell us a little bit about why you thought it was important to come out today, especially since a number of people in the gay community thought that local NAACP President Christopher Smitherman's statements were a little disrespectful. Now, why did you think it was important to come out and stand with him, even though so many people felt slighted?
My name is Jill Benavides. I'm an organizer with Impact Cincinnati, and yeah, we thought Chris Smitherman's statements were a little challenging. We think Christopher Smitherman did the right thing by calling us out and asking the LGBTQ community to come out and support this. We don't really think he did it the right way, but we tried to go with the spirit of the law versus the letter of the law. Historically, the national NAACP has been they've taken a very bold stand for LGBTQ rights, particularly around marriage equality, and we felt like to honor that stand and the long-standing relationship between the NAACP and the LGBTQ community, we would ignore Mr. Smitherman's rude way of asking us to participate and try to hear his heart behind that, and that he really just was asking us to show our support and he didn't know how. And we've been really heartened by the response that we've gotten today and feel like it was a really good thing to be here.
My name is Cameron Toll. I'm an organizer with Impact Cincinnati. And by being here today, we also acknowledge that there certainly is racism in the LGBTQ community, and we simultaneously acknowledge that there's homophobia in the Black community. And today we hope to begin a dialogue and begin a series of conversations that will help us kind of reconcile that, so that we all can be unified in this movement for social justice, and we're not going to be stagnated minority groups not working together.
I know one criticism that has come up in local political circles regarding the organized gay political community as a whole is that it seems that the so-called gay organizations really only come out to advocate when something is in the interests of the gay community. Do you think we're at a moment in Cincinnati's sort of historic gay activism right now where that community is going to start working on other issues just because they're part of a broader progressive political community? What, if anything, could you say, regarding an emerging participation by organizations like yours in a broader selection of political activisms?
I think that's a great question, and I think that we are at a different moment in time with respect to that. I think that particularly here in Cincinnati, with the fact that Article 12 existed on the books for 10 years and was a really repressive law, I think that the gay community kind of licked its wounds and went away and really didn't know what to do and didn't feel like they had any redress and feel like they belonged anywhere. And with the repeal of that and the election of a new president and a wave of hope sweeping the nation, I think that gay folks are ready to focus on our issues as part of a much broader context of issues that are all about social justice and inclusion and equity. And I really do. I think we're at a new day. I think it's a new time. And we're very happy as Impact Cincinnati to be leading that charge.
Reaction, obviously there was two pretty major victories, one in Iowa and then one in Vermont, and obviously I think that's inspiring the movement for GLGBTQ rights throughout the nation. What's your reaction here locally, and what do you think is, is that, I imagine that must have inspired you all, and do you have any upcoming plans that you can talk about?
Well, I think a lot, specifically in terms of Iowa, because I think historically the LGBTQ movement has focused a lot on the coast, because the coasts are going to be seen as the more progressive parts of the country. And now that we see marital equality, the third state receiving marital equality being Iowa, and a Midwest state that's largely seen as socially conservative, I think that says a lot to what we can do in Ohio, which is a Midwest state largely seen as socially conservative.
Absolutely.
So I think that it's definitely empowering knowing that, despite, these perceived repressive environment that we live in for LGBTQ rights, is that we absolutely still have a chance to ensure laws that protect our equality.
And as far as upcoming plans and events, on April 21st, right? Okay. Impact Cincinnati is producing an event. Actually, we're not producing the event. Impact Cincinnati is lending their support to an event that is being produced by the Xavier Alliance on the Xavier Green Space. It's called Focus on All Families, and it is an event that is designed to draw attention to the fact that Citizens for Community Values, which is hosting their annual banquet at the Cintas Center that same night, doesn't really believe in a broadly inclusive agenda for all families. And so what we're trying to do is have a very family-friendly, very inclusive event that espouses more of the family values that we believe are important, like inclusion and diversity and other things that are not so conservatively focused. Muse will be participating, as well as the men's chorus. We have the folks from the reality TV show.
From Take the Stage from the Cincinnati School of Performing Arts, they'll be performing. We also have the support of Equality Ohio, HRC, Planned Parenthood, and several other more progressively minded organizations in Cincinnati.